Yeah.
Hey T Squad, it's me Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade, Real Housewives of New York City, Season 15, Episode 1. The episode begins with the ladies filming the promo shoot 5 days after filming Wrapped. And it is tension galore. Uba and Brynn got into a really bad argument at the end of filming, and it's left the group feeling like, where do we go from here? Like, it's that bad. So I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to get to that episode. So then we flash back 3 months prior. Brynn is in her new apartment, which is fabulous, by the way. I saw it online on YouTube. And her brother is visiting from Seoul, Korea for about a month. Her brother don't look mixed at all. Not at all. Jessel looks great, by the way. Love this like mid-length hairstyle on her. I think the ponytails make her look older. She looked fresher and more effervescent and like sexier with the new hairstyle. She looked chic and youthful. Is it just me? Because I was looking at her like, did she get work done? And I was like, no, she didn't. It's the change in hairstyle. Because later on in the episode, when she had that ponytail again, I was like, it's the ponytail. Let's cut that out, girl. But Jessel and Pavitt take the train, child, and that was so funny because she was like, oh God, roaches. But I would have been the same way. Pavitt is trying to be a food influencer now, and she just like, okay, sir, all right, I guess. Uba and Erin are back on good terms. They're back BFFs. They have lunch together with Rebecca Minkoff, which is going to be a friend of the show. Uba tells them that she's going to try to get pregnant by her new man, Oliver. Okay. Remember, she talked about him at the reunion, that she was keeping him a secret, but he's a successful little white businessman. She's been trotting him all across the globe. They look great together. And she said she gonna get that man a baby. And if she can't get pregnant on her own, then they gonna adopt. And I was like, okay, Miss Girl, you better secure the bag, Uba. But it seems like he's very much in love with her. So I'm happy for Uba. She seems very, very happy in her relationship. Erin then decides to invite Rebecca to Brynn's party for her brother, even though she has some issues with Brynn. I'm like, here we go again, starting the season off with Erin having issues with Brynn. So we then see Brynn go dining room shopping with Jenna and Jessel. Mind you, Jenna funky. Her underarms stink. I don't know if she put on deodorant and she just was funky. I don't know, but they sat real far away from her. Woo! So Brynn mentions how Erin on the Jeff Lewis podcast, where he said he thinks basically Brynn has somebody taking care of her financially or helping her out. And she said that she was very offended by that, even though Erin said during the interview, no, I don't think that she does. Now, did she have a smirk on her face? Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. But she did say, no, she doesn't think that she has anybody financing her, right? But Brynn took that and decided to run with it, right? Make it a problem. So Erin says that she did, in fact, apologize, but that it keeps coming back up over and over and over again. So we learn about this girls get together that they had at Jenna at one point when the cameras were down. And at this girls dinner, Jenna pulled Erin to the side and told her to stay back when everybody left. And she told her that Brynn arrived early, sat her down and told her that Erin called her poor. Baby, this is what I love about the Housewives. This is what I want people to argue about. Arguing and getting mad about somebody saying you poor when it's obvious that you're nowhere near poor. Like, that is hilarious to me. So Jessel in her confessional says, Erin told me and Brynn a story. Erin and Jenna had lunch together in the Hamptons. Jenna's hoopty vintage car breaks down. No, you didn't call that car a hoopty, Jessel. Erin offered to get an Uber and Jenna never paid her back. But Brynn remembers it a whole different way, right? So I'm like, why you just didn't say nothing to her about giving you the money back for that Uber? Like, I would have been like, girl, you know you owe me for that Uber. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? But I guess, child. So Brynn, during her conversation with Jenna and Jessel, says she was like, oh, she's having money problems. It's bad over there. The lights is getting cut off. Like, Brynn just put 10 on 20, right? So Jenna says, well, she swore to me that she didn't say that. Jessel says, well, where will we get that from? Right? Now, I think when Jessel said that, she was talking about the story in general, not the part about her being poor, right? That's where I think it was misinterpreted. That's just how I took it. So Jessel and Cy link together, and Cy says that after seeing herself last season that she needed to make things right with Jessel, and that, she was completely wrong about her. She's a really cool girl, and that she has sought therapy to really understand like why she was just clicking off and getting angry and mad at people or whatever. So she says that she has not spoken to Brynn. And even though she's apologized, Brynn ain't fucking with her, basically. She don't call her, they don't talk. And she says that it really hurt her because she looked at Brynn like a sister. Cy also says that the last time she saw Jenna, which was at that girls' night, that Jenna came up to her and said, I don't understand why you keep telling everybody you hate me. And so I was like, I didn't say that. She was like, that ain't even something that I would say. Now, if you heard somebody say, I can't stand you, then I'll be like, yeah, I said that all day. So everybody is having problems with each other. Not everybody, but these Jenna, Cy, Brynn, and Erin. They're the nucleus. So Jenna has newbie Raquel over to her house. And was it just me? But when Raquel came in the house and spoke to Jenna's girlfriend's mother, the mama was looking at her up and down like, It was given almost like, are y'all just friends? Like, cause this be, y'all go back and look at that part. Cause she looked at that lady up and down and act like she barely wanted to shake her hand. I was like, let me find out you racist. Now, it was also said that Jenna went and married that lady without telling anybody. And somebody said online, like, I wonder will she get reprimanded like Kenya did when Kenya ran off and got married and didn't say nothing to production. So Raquel says that her mom didn't support her being gay when she came out, and that her mama moved to Puerto Rico and never came back. So it seems like her and her mother have a very contentious relationship. Erin, Abe, and their kids go to Serendipity, and they're eating ice cream. They're having a good time. They're talking about moving again, even though they just moved into their new apartment or whatever. But they were looking at this townhome, but it's going to need renovating. But it seemed like they both really want to do it. Abe, the kids leave the table, and it's just them two. And Abe makes a joke about doing mushrooms. And Erin just clicks out on him and was like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? He was like, what? Like, it was a joke. And she was like, you don't say that. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you? And he was like, you don't say those things? And she was like, no. And then they flashed back to last season where she was making jokes about getting high. I don't understand why she was so mad. Like, it was a joke about doing mushrooms. I could see if he was talking about doing crack. Like, what are you, like, huh? So Abe in his confessional was basically on some, this is about more than my joke. So they going through some things, all right? They are going through it. And Abe says to her, I don't like when my words are being controlled. You criticize the words that I'm using. And Erin was like, you shouldn't be on camera talking about mushrooms. What's wrong with you? Are you dumb? And I was like, ooh, 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 ooh. That was very cringy and uncomfortable to watch, because you talking about him bringing up mushrooms on camera like it's a bad, deplorable thing, when you just totally, I don't want to say emasculated your husband, but you embarrassed your husband. Like, why would you then on camera talk to your husband and say, like, are you dumb? Like, what? Like, he would have been real wrong if he cussed your ass out, but you deserved it. Like, that was totally blown out of proportion. At that point, Abe just got up and went to go look for the kids. Like, because you could tell he wanted to click out on her ass real quick. And Erin in her confessional was like, I don't know if I'm ready to talk about all this stuff between Abe and I. That quickly led everybody to believe that he cheated on her. I don't know. We'll find out eventually what's the tea and what's going on in their marriage. So Raquel, we see, has a gold statement engagement ring. Very different. Not my cup of tea, but she like it. I love it. We meet her fiance of this Asian little lady or whatever. Raquel has 2 kids with her ex-husband. Her kids love her fiance Mel. All is good over there in the household. So it's the day of Brynn's gathering for her brother. All the ladies show up minus Uba, who had already let them know that she was going to be late. Jessel asks Brynn, did she get a text from Erin? Because she texts her in the middle of the night talking about so disappointed. And Brynn was like, no, I ain't getting no text message or whatever. So Jessel, already knowing that Jenna must have went back and told her the conversation that they had when they was furniture shopping. So then Sai confronts Jenna about her allegedly going around telling people she hate her. And she was like, I've never said that. And who told you that? And Jenna was like, this one, talking about Brynn. And Sai is incensed because she looking like, okay. Like, I'm thinking I was going to be able to start anew with this bitch. And here she go with the shits again. So Erin was like, this person is trying to ruin people's relationships, talking about Brynn. So the picture is being painted like Brynn is basically running to this person and telling them an exaggerated version of a story, or basically lying and causing friction between the girls, right? And that's what it's looking like based off what we've been shown thus far. So Sai was like, I'm sorry. I did say I didn't like you, but I never said I hated you. They hug it out. Erin then tells Jessel she doesn't understand why she's so mean to her. And Jessel was looking like, girl, what are you talking about? She was like, I never said that you called Jenna poor. I never said this. So she was like, okay, well, let's bring Jenna over here then. She asked Jenna to come over, and Jenna says, yeah, you did say that she called me poor. And Jessel was like, I didn't say that. At least I don't remember saying it. And this was based off when she was like, well, where would we get that from? Like I said, I don't think that she meant in that statement that Erin was calling her poor. I think she meant the overall story. Like, how would we know about this story? You know what I'm saying? Regardless. So Brynn then comes over and joined the conversation, and Erin was like, ugh. And I'm like, how you gonna say to her? This her little gathering. And Brynn was like, what was that about? So Brynn says that Erin alluded to her having a sugar daddy doing the Jeff Lewis podcast, and she side jump in and was like, Erin like sneer at her and says that she doesn't tell the truth. And she was like, what have I not told the truth about? I'm not a liar. And Brynn says that Erin alluded to her having a sugar daddy and that she fucked men for money on the Jeff Lewis podcast. And side jump in was like, no, they didn't. Like, that was never said. And this was a clear example to how Brynn adds flame to fires, because that man clearly said, do you think she has somebody financing her lifestyle? Now, you can interpret that to having a sugar daddy or whatever, or, just having men take care of you, whatever the case may be, or somebody that, give her money or whatever. But that man did not come out his mouth and say that you fucking niggas for money. Like, the fuck? Like, you just add so much on to it. And I was looking like, okay, Brynn, I see what you be doing. You take something and then you blow it up to make it so much more. And that's not cool. And Sai says, you constantly cause havoc. Something is unwell here. And I kind of think that Brynn lives in like this little fairy tale world of hers that she's created for herself. And it may have something to do with the way that she was raised. Now that we know that she grew up very poor or whatever. Maybe she does live in like this little fantasy land or whatever. I don't know. Sai says when she walked into Jenna's house that night of the girls' night that she saw Jenna and Brynn together, and it was like a median tension and it felt weird the entire night. And Brynn was like, the night was weird because you called her husband a name. And we see the text on the screen where Sai texts Jessel and said, fuck you, Jessel, and your Dory from Finding Nemo lookalike husband too. I'm like, God damn, what did Jessel do and what did Private do to be called that? Like, I thought you changed, lady. What is going on? So that completely sent Sai over the edge. And Sai was like, you are a fucking gaslighting, narcissistic fucking asshole. I love the way you switch shit up. I'm talking about you, and you're talking about the shit that I said to Jessel. Not today, Satan. Not today. Not today, Satan. Not gonna do it. And I was like, okay, girl, now you're not Candace. You're not Candace. Now, I'm not saying that nobody else can not say not today, Satan, but it was like, girl, somebody did it better. But I saw where Sai was coming from with Brynn bringing that up. It's like, now you trying to turn it around on me and make me look bad. But at the same time, girl, you texted it. So it's like, so Brynn decides at that point she's going to leave because she doesn't like the fact that she's been called Satan. She tells her brothers they're going to go. She starts to tear up. They leave. And as soon as they leave, Uber arrives and like, hey, everybody, we're Brynn. Sai says in her confessional that she did in fact handle the situation wrong with Brynn, and that all of the work that she's done in therapy went right down the drain at that point. Yeah, Brynn is looking like a shit starter off rip. Yeah. Sai still need to work on her anger. And like, girl, this is the name of the game. This is the Housewives now. The gloves are off between y'all. So I'm excited to see how this season is going to shape out. I saw some people on social media saying that the episode was boring or whatever. I'm like, it's the first episode. Let things build up naturally. And that's one thing that I did like last season about RHONY, is that it was natural beefs. It wasn't like anything, concocted. It was, realistic beefs and drama between the ladies and a group of women really trying to figure out their friendships. Because remember, they didn't know each other prior to filming. They knew of each other, but they weren't friends. Nobody in this cast was friends before they started filming. So you have this group of women trying to figure out where they fit in with one another. Like, who do I vibe with? Who do I not vibe with? They're learning each other's personalities and things. So I'm going to give the season premiere episode of RHONY, I'm going to give it a B-. A B-. I thought it was pretty solid. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode down below in the comment section. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.